Welcome to teacher training. We're starting over. Okay. Okay. We ohm 3 times. And then we'll do a practice at noon. So this will be really the only group practice that won't be student-led. So I'll teach you through the practice. I'll teach you through the exact sequence that you will be learning to teach. And I love this part of it because what's fun is that, first of all, how many people have been to Cambio before? Raise your hand if you've been to Cambio. This is unheard of. This never happens.
Outside. Well, did you look on?
What about y'all? Anybody been to Cambio before online? Let me see. Everybody but Laura, and Jasmine has her screen off. Okay. So yeah, the practice is nice because it's, you're going to be working with this particular practice for 12 weeks, which is actually a really great thing to stick with a consistent model of yoga, to really give yourself a chance to witness how you grow. So it's not that the outside is changing, you really get to use it as a pivot point to reflect on how your inside world is changing over the next 12 weeks. So that's always fun. That'll be a nice break for you midday. I would also recommend, bathrooms at any point, by the way, you don't have to ask, just go. But we will also be taking breaks throughout the day, FYI. So we give you those little 5 to 15 minute breaks frequently. So if you can hang and you're like, are we taking a break soon? Just, so you can gauge your bladder barometer and see if you can make it. And then food as well. Feel free to eat whatever you need to do. Nourish yourself at any point, please. Don't feel like it's disrespectful to eat during this. Though I will say, you may not want to eat in that half hour before the practice. So I would cut yourself off at 11:30. And then at 1 o'clock, that was when the practice will be over. There'll be a short break. And then Amber will take you through the crown jewel of the day, the posture clinic, where you will be getting to teach yoga for the first time. And
he tells you that first thing. So for the next 4.5 hours.
well, but I think some people, what we find is some people are like, I'm so ready to do this. I think it's gonna be so easy. I'm gonna be such a natural. I'm gonna just tell you all right now, that first time Amber teaches you to just teach 3 poses, your brain will just do this. What? Huh? But I don't have the, yeah. So
which is totally normal.
It's what it is. You don't have this muscle yet. So today is the day where you find out that this thing that these great teachers make look so easy takes a lot of work and a lot of practice. And as Laura used to say when I did my teacher training with her, and this is my wife, by the way, she used to say, you got to suck before you can shine. So today's the day. Today's your day to do one of those things.
It's a safe place to do that. That's the point.
Yeah.
Right? Is to kind of embrace your inner dork and just be like, oh, this is.
Yeah. Embrace the awkwardness, embrace the discomfort, embrace the just not being good at something and feeling like I am failing miserably at this, because you will get to a point where your acumen will be par excellence. You will be graduating in 12 weeks at a very, very high level. Yeah. Okay. So with all that said, are there any questions about the course of the day before we get into introductions? Are you excited? Oh, yes. Okay. Let's just take a quick look around. These will be your graduating people with you. Yes. Who wants to finish this? Who wants to graduate in 12 weeks? Okay, cool. I want to remind you of that because there's going to be moments. This is a roller coaster this next 12 weeks. So I need you. We, the facilitators, need all of your help to help everybody else. Okay, so all ships rise with the tide. That is our one of our guiding principles in terms of our educational philosophy. This is not like a pass-fail type of, like, we want everybody to succeed and we want everybody to help everybody. It's not a competition. We're not going to be like, oh, this person's doing really good, so we're going to put all of our resources and energy into this person. No. Let's divest our resource, our energy, our focus, and share amongst each other with love, kindness, and compassion. Okay? And respect. That's the big one. Respect, especially in education. Okay. Here are the introduction questions that you will answer. Your name, why you're here, and let's do just a fun fact like, what was the last thing that made you happy or laugh or smile? Okay? That you'd like to share. Does that sound good?
Can you say them one more time?
Uh-huh. Your name, spirit animal. Why you're, no, not that one. Just your name, why you're here. Why did you decide to take teacher training? You know, like give us the reason why, because we get that this is a big investment of time, resource, energy. I mean, this is going to be a massive thing in your life for the next 12 weeks. So like getting clear about the why of why you're here is super important. And by the way, that will evolve. FYI, don't hold too tightly to that. Hold loosely, as Amber says a lot of times. Hold loosely to it because it will evolve, and it should evolve. It should deepen with meaning, with purpose, with substance over time. Name, why you're here. Third thing is just the last thing that made you happy. Last thing that made you smile. Last thing that made you laugh. However you want to go about that. Okay? Anybody want to start first? Jen.
My name's Jen. Wanting to start training because I've been doing yoga on my own.
I'm going to pause you for a quick second. Just make sure they can hear you online.
Move a computer closer.
Leilani says yes.
Can we, as we go around, and you can go to
It is muted.
that one's muted. They're gonna hear you on this one. Can they hear?
Hear it? Cool. So my name's Jen. I wanted to start teacher training because I've been doing a lot of yoga practice independently at home, especially during the pandemic. And seeing the changes that have happened inside, I've been wanting more than what's just been coming across in the yoga classes that I've had access to. And starting to come to Cambio and hearing how people talk here and experiencing some of the different parts of classes, I was like, oh yeah, this is a deeper lake here. So it was, ooh, yeah, this is more of what I want. And the last thing that made me smile and laugh were those ladies over there, right there, somewhere there. We all have the same fuzzy energy. And so that was just really nice to hear. And it's like, yeah, other people are experiencing the black.
And we'll just pass it around. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
just
you
pick
get
the
to go which
direction.
direction. Bryce will be last. You will be last.
Make it good.
Yes. A lot of time to think about it.
Hi, everybody. My name is Kasha. I'm wanting to take this class because I just really want to broaden my horizons. In the yoga world, I want to get better at it and just be able to kind of give people the feeling that I feel. Sorry, you guys down there. When I leave a class, I feel good. I feel refreshed. I feel re-energized. And I want to have the ability to just give that to other people. We talked about embracing our inner dork. So this is the last thing that made me laugh. I was actually on the phone with my mom, like while I was driving into the parking lot, as I saw you, Austin. And I was like, yeah, I just got to my first class. I'm super excited. She's like, all right, honey, well, namaste. She's from New England, so very, very New England accent. Namaste, honey, have fun. That cracked me up, but nice to meet you guys.
I heard you talking to somebody in the car.
Yeah, that's my mom. You can hear her from a mile away. So I'm
Oh,
Megan.
hang on. Let's add something. Thank you, Kristen. We'll also include pronouns with this. So if we could just say
She, her.
she, her.
She, her.
Okay, thank you.
I'm a she, her also. I'm Megan, and I guess why I decided to do teacher training. I've been going to yoga at Cambio for several years on and off, and my husband and I are going to move soon. So I made a very small list of things that I really wanted to do before I moved, and become more educated in yoga from these people was one of the things on my list. As far as making me smile, so this morning, my Australian Shepherd, who is like my shadow, has abandoned me for a new apple fetish. So we have an apple tree in our backyard, and I did not know that dogs will eat like up to 6 apples in a day. So this is like a thing now. So there you go.
Hello, friends. Hello, everybody. I'm Kelsey. I wanted to do this yoga training because I've been coming to Cambio also for I just want like a deeper experience with yoga because I love it. It's so fun. And this would just be a perfect experience. I know it will be. It's gonna be great for all of us. This morning, what made me smile was I have 2 dogs. I have a Shih Tzu and a mini poodle. And I don't know about your guys' dogs, if anybody has dogs, but my dogs always get up and just do the longest stretch ever and, you know, do a cute little yawn. It just always makes me smile. I love you so much. Hi, guys. So random. Hi. Okay.
And did you say your pronouns?
Oh, yeah.
Or did I
She,
not?
her.
Thank you.
We skipping over us.
Let's skip us for now. Yeah. Or what do you want to do?
Oh, okay. We
Okay.
normally just keep going. and doing it.
Okay, well, let's just
Hi.
keep going then.
Okay, well, I have a computer in front of me now.
Oh, let's just set them like, right?
Hi, I'm Kristen, she, her, and why am I here? I don't know. I'm a little overwhelmed. This is a lot of you, and we haven't done this in person in a while, and I'm just like, people, afraid. Not really. I'm more excited than anything. This is what I love to do. Like, you know, like Jen said, we have you in class as a captive audience for like an hour when you come to class. And I have so many cool things about yoga that I want to share with you. And I only get to share like this much. So this is where I get you as a captive audience for much longer than that. And we get to nerd out on all the yoga stuff. So I'm super, super excited. And it's just such a treat and just such a like gift to be able to do this with you. It's like, I love my job. I really love my job. So yeah, all this stress and like craziness that comes with it, all the things that you never thought you would do as a yoga teacher.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just super fun and I'm super excited that you're here. The thing that made me smile or laugh recently, all the time. I've got a 5-year-old son. I also have a border collie puppy who has discovered the apples on a tree. And man, it is like ridiculous trying to get them away from him. He's just like, woo. But yeah, my son, I don't know. He cracked himself up laughing yesterday. And it was just one of those where like, it was just contagious. You couldn't help but join him. Because he was like full on belly laughing because he threw a toy for the dog and hit the other dog with the toy. It was just, yeah, that was it. We just had giggle fits. So
Nice. Thanks. I also want to say thanks for saying that about this. If any of you are like feeling like this is weird because socially we've been, you know, it's been different with the pandemic. So if it feels weird to be around this many people, know that you're not alone. Know that that's okay. It's normal. And even if you're like pandemic, I felt weird around people my whole life. Like that's okay too. That is totally okay. Yeah, Amber's like, I'm like, I'm not pointing any fingers. Okay, I wouldn't do that. So my name's Austin. I am Amber's brother. She is my sister. And we started this place 12 years ago. We've been doing teacher trainings pretty much since year 1. Which Kristen was in the first public one. And it is just such a joy to get to do this. This year, we've kind of revamped the program and it's been exciting because I think that it's given all these people a chance to really get more focused into specialties, into their fields of particular expertise in a way that I have seen benefit the students in a way that keeps the program just tighter, focused, and output of just such a high level of quality. The standard has just gone up. So, and that really excites me because yoga is something, you know, it saved my life. And I'm sure when I say that, a lot of you are probably like, uh-huh. Otherwise, you know, why would you put such an investment into something like this, right? If you're just kind of like, yoga's okay, you know? But maybe it didn't save your life, but I can say that it's so important to me that, you know, we get to do this work where we're creating this combining of honoring and respecting the tradition of yoga along with where it meets with the way that it is evolving and meeting people with their modern needs in a way that is new. And that's so exciting that we get to do something that is tapped into, you know, thousands of year old tradition, but yet really the purpose is, how does it serve you in your life right here, right now? And so getting to walk this journey with you over the next 12 weeks, the best part is just to get to see you grow and get to see you have all these aha moments along the way. Even, you know what, I've even learned to appreciate the low points, because I just want to prepare you right now. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. There's going to be some hard moments. There's going to be some friction for yourself emotionally or relation, who knows how it's going to go. But those things, those are part of the process. And those, I just want to remind all of us that those are growth opportunities. You know, they're not moments to get stuck into old patterns and rigid ways of thinking. And sometimes we need that reminder too, you know, because we're on the journey. We've just been doing the journey longer, but none of these people have arrived. So if there's any kind of like posturing of putting any of these teachers on a pedestal, don't do that to us. We're just normal people, just like you. We're just thrilled to be here. We're very honored. And it's just such a special treat to get that we were chosen by you to help you in this place and in this way. My recent thing was Laura's dad. Actually, are you gonna do? Yeah. You are. Okay, I won't take yours then.
I was wondering, I'm like, he's gonna say mine.
I know. I'm not gonna say yours. Somebody needs to say that one. That's all I know. Okay. All right. Yeah. I'll say a different one. Amber brought us flowers yesterday from her and my mom went to our mom went to Venatucci farm, and they brought us flowers last night. And just did I take Amber's too?
No.
Okay. Anyway, they're just really beautiful, and I don't know, just as it's flowers. Like when I was young, who could care less, right? And now that I'm getting older, like I'm taking time to stop and smell not just the roses but the flowers. So they were just shining in our kitchen this morning. It just made me very happy. So yeah.
I'm so glad you liked them. Okay. Hi everyone. So I'm Amber, she and her.
He and his.
And yeah, I'm just grateful and thrilled and just so honored to be here with all of you. It's, even though it sounds silly, like, why are we here? But we all have our why too. And it's you. Like, I don't know how else to say it. Like, you just getting to be on this journey with you and doing the yoga and getting to go into those deeper aspects, it is the biggest honor there I can imagine. Like, it just means so much. So I know I'm so grateful to be here with you and be a small part of what will be, I hope, just a lifelong journey of continuing to learn, continuing to go deeper. Like, I love yoga. I imagine myself when I'm 90 in wherever I'm at, nursing home, I don't know, but still being like, oh, there's this new breathing technique that helps me deal with inpatient or wonderful or whatever people, you know, like, who are like, hurry it up, lady, you're walking slow. But it's like, it's a lifelong thing, and that's so exciting. So the thing that made me really feel like a delight recently, I am, my beloved dog passed on August 30th, and surprisingly, weird things happened, and I'm really surprised by this, but I'm in the process of adopting a dog from the National Middle Dog Rescue. And I'm also surprised by the dog I'm getting, because I would not even look at her profile. Like, it was up for 2 weeks. I looked at I know all their names, and her, I was like, nope, I'm not getting a Pomeranian, And my mom, the night before I went in, she goes, you just look at this one. It's so cute. And first thing it says is she does yoga poses to get her friends to play with her. And I was like, and then we get there, and these other people, she was third on their list. I was just gonna look at them all, so I was like, I'm here to see Lady, and like, I guess my Western competitive thing kicked in, but I was like, and I just fell in love. But the thing that was really just sweet is yesterday I was at my mom's house, and I went on the back patio, and she had a gift there, and she goes, that's for you, and it was a little dress for the dog. And it being a mill dog, I'll probably never get her in it, but it was just, I don't know, it just really made my day, and was like, okay, you know, there's you don't replace our loved ones, but we do, our hearts and our capacity for love is so infinite that it's just a nice reminder of that. So
Hi. Hello, friends in studio. My name is Laura. I'm one of the leads of the program, so you'll see me a lot throughout, scattered throughout the whole program. She, her, also. And why am I here? Well, Kristen told me to be here.
The real reason
do
all
what
of us are
Kristen
here.
says.
Kristen tells us what's up.
So I'm here. And also, I mean, echoing a lot of what they've already said, you know, for me, yoga was one of those things, as soon as I started practicing and learning that there was more than the asana, even though, you know, getting to do actual asana was like, there's something else happening in this whole practice. And the more I get to learn and share that, I just love it. And I love to watch new teachers and teachers in general, just I love to get to mentor and help them along the way and just share, you know, tips and tricks and things that I've done that have worked and many things that have not worked so that you can avoid those things as well. And, you know, and it's just so fun. It's just an honor to be here to meet you all.
So when she says not to do something, listen to her.
I've got a lot of experience. I'll tell you more later when we have time, but yes. So yes, I've done a lot of things wrong. But, you know,
We all have.
we all
have.
Yeah. And let's see. And then, so what brought me joy, I think, we'll see if this is the same thing, was this morning.
Mm.
Yes, okay. So my dad was in town visiting on his way to Arizona. That's where he winters. And he and I did, every time he comes, we always do some projects of some sort around the house. And we made zucchini bread, which is delish. And then we did a little yard work, and he cleaned out this bird bath that we have in our front yard that I always put water in, and there's usually like grass clippings in it. And I don't think anything of it. Well, he like cleaned it out, actually cleaned it out. And so this morning there were like 10 birds just like in there. And our cat was like, she's a senior cat, so she, you know, she in her mind.
Senior cat.
she's chafing. But she's not. She's just like frozen. And we were too. We were all like, oh, you know, just, and then Austin and I took a walk this morning before we came here, and there were some robins in there just like swimming, so happy, giving them baths. And so that was the last big day. Is that what you're going to say?
Yes, but those weren't robins.
Yes, they were.
They were?
Yes, those were robins.
Oh, okay. I thought those were bald eagles. Couple bald eagles just taking a bath right there. It's crazy.
No wonder your cat was excited.
The crows, when the crows come, she's like.
Hi, everybody. I'm Erica. I apologize for being late.
No.
So I'll start with what gives me joy first. I have a 6-week-old baby at home, which is why.
You might want to speak up a little bit, actually. This is where the mic is.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I forget. Can you guys hear me okay? Yeah, they're giving me thumbs
Okay.
up. Okay.
She gave you this. One of
You
them.
got one of those.
Oh, well
So-
then I'll speak a little bit louder. Anyway, so.
She's tired. She's tired. She said
I
it.
am a little tired. It was a long night in the early morning. And so that's what brings me joy is my little 6-week-old. I also have a 21-year-old. So I am both sides of the spectrum. It's been a very interesting transition back into the mommyhood. But you'll probably see her, those of you, maybe every now and then you might see her for online, or we might have to bring her here sometimes. But I promise I won't talk too much about the baby. So what brings me here, actually it's a super selfish reason. I really like these people a lot. And so it's just like a big joy of mine as well to be able to work with all of them here and to be able to provide, I don't know, another face, another perspective on yoga. Like Laura said, we've been doing this for quite a long time. And so there's a lot of information that we have that we love to be able to pass down and give to you guys, but give it in a way that makes it available to you so that it becomes yours. And it's not ours, and it's not exactly what we're going to give to you, but you're going to take it and make it yours, and you're going to create your own journey and your own experiences. And I think it's really fun to watch that. You will probably see me a lot more on video than you will live. You will get really probably annoyed with me talking at you because I do the anatomy piece. And so my job is to make anatomy fun and not scary, because many people it's very scary to try to drop in and learn all of it, but we make it applicable to what you're doing. And so nothing is for you to be afraid of. We have a lot of fun, and there's a lot of good things that you'll be able to take from that and learn and apply. And I think that's it. Did I forget anything? No. Oh, the other thing that made me laugh is Amber did send me a video of Lady, and wait until you see this.
If you
Oh
go
my
to
God,
the, you can
she's
find
so
it. It's on the
cute.
National Mill Dog thing. Look for the goofy dog getting her friends to play.
It's
Sorry.
It's the cutest thing ever. Oh, she heard.
Hi, everybody. Hi. I'm Erica also.
Oh, yeah. You guys can call me EK if you want.
It's very confusing.
It's really confusing.
I'm Erica
sorry.
with a K. She's Erica K.
We're all screwed.
I am so excited. I woke up like an hour before my alarm this morning. Just like, it's the first day of school. I went through the intensive here 4 years ago, and it just transformed my life so much. And just like the learning around yoga doesn't stop, like that transformation hasn't stopped for me either. And that's why I feel like so honored to get to be here with everybody. Is like I'm like, hi, I just want to like hold you in my hands and see what you can do. So I'm interning with Amber, so I'm learning to like teach some of the stuff that she teaches. I'm really lucky to get to do that. And the last big moment I had that made me smile big was yesterday. One of our teachers taught at the TEDx event in Manitou. And it was kind of like just a bit of a cluster beforehand. Like it was just a little disorganized, and she had no idea like how long am I supposed to go on, what time am I supposed to go on, what am I supposed to do, what do they want? And she just like shined so brightly, and everybody was literally like stopping her in the street afterwards. And like, that was amazing. Like, I want to do yoga. And it was just like, oh, so yay, yoga. That's what I always said.
Hi, I'm Samantha Gullah. We have an understand that you guys will see for posture clinics. Long hair, long name, that's how you remember. So Samantha goes with long hair, tall. Sam is short hair, short body. So I'm she, her. And you know, I always think about what I'm gonna say before I get here, and then I don't say anything like that. And I have no idea what I've said after. So.
She's like, prepare for me to black out and speak.
So I am here because I'm an intern also. See, I'm not making any sense either. I am interning with Kristen. So when you guys see Kristen, I will be with you. And I did the extended program here, and I loved it so much. It was very different then than it is now, but now it's very similar to intensive, just in a different content. But I loved it so much. I started teaching right after, and then I did 300 with both of these wonderful people. And this Cambio in general, the community, the teacher training, and then teaching yoga has changed my life in so many ways. And I'm so incredibly grateful. And I'm so grateful to be able to be here, to do posture clinics, and to be able to do this internship, and to try and help other people have that same experience, that just life-changing, and in so many positive ways. It's not negative, you know, life-changing I suppose can be negative as well. But it's just been so wonderful, and I love it. And I love being here with all of these people and learning from all of you guys. It's just, this is like one of my most favorite happy places. And I think that this, even waking up this morning, I was just so happy because I knew I got to come here, and I'm nervous at the same time, but I'm just so happy. So that would probably be one of my happy, smiling moments. But then also we have 2 kittens. They're 6 months old now, so they look like full-grown kittens, but they are hilarious. They just play and tumble all over the place. And one of them was laying in the strangest position. Did I send that picture to you? I'll show all of you guys a picture of my crazy kitty. There, I've got like thousands. I'm still talking now.
Come back to your body, Samantha. Come back to your body.
Hi and hello. I'm Rebecca, and I'm so thrilled to see you all in the flesh, and those of you here on the screen. Okay, well, I'm Rebecca, she, her, hers, and the reason why I'm here is that I think yoga has the power to be simultaneously a catalyst for huge transformation and also a richly stabilizing in your life. And I have, and you get out of this training what you put into it. And I believe so wholeheartedly. I just, in this training, and these people I love, and they are my teachers and friends as well. Oh, I'm Austin's intern. So when you see Austin, you'll see me most of the time. And because I believe in the training and I believe in yoga and I believe in the connection that we can all create with all of those yummy, delicious, magical things, I think that's why I'm here today. And I'm just so thrilled to meet you all and go on this journey with you. So thank you. And there's so many. I was like you all, like I woke up this morning practically going, teacher training. That's how I was. Like, oh, right. So I'm thrilled to be here. And it was a glorious morning, don't you think? To drive here, I was just like, this is the greatest day with these people. I was swerving. No. And I think the thing that brought me like a little more warmth and joy, I have a 2.5-year-old, and I love Erica that you're like, I'll try not to talk about my kid, but I talk about my kid all the time. And I learned so much from her. And this morning we had zucchini bread, and it had chocolate chips in it because why not? And she asked, yes, and she asked for her play knife. She has like a little plastic knife because she likes to help in the kitchen. And she asked for it, and she started desecrating her zucchini bread. Just desecrating it. She's like, and then she places it down, goes, very carefully picks up the chocolate. And only eats the chocolate. I was like, why not? This is how life should be. That's what you want. So, there we go. I just wanted to take a sec to be able to see your faces online too. Okay, cool. Hi, and bye.
And I just want to say, we encourage talk about animals and children around here, so.
Yeah.
Well, I'm Austin. I don't have any children, but I have pets. So I feel like this has just been a long time coming. I was here a couple of years ago, and then I moved out of Colorado Springs, and I was elsewhere for a couple of years, and just kind of coming back, and I feel like I think back on my whole life and all the things I've been interested in and all the people I've met and what's kind of brought me to where we are. And so I don't know if I have like a specific reason. I just know that I need to be here and it feels right. And I'm okay with not having a specific answer. It's a feeling for me right now.
Yeah.
So,
Beautiful.
and the thing that made me smile, I'm actually really tired this morning. My best friend from high school got married yesterday. So I got to see all my high school friends yesterday and reconnect after a few years of not seeing each other. But the thing that made me smile was actually this morning, and my partner and my dogs were just passed out together on the bed. And I just had that image of like, I was really tired, but to see them all just like passed out together and just so peaceful was like a nice like image to like leave as I came here. So it's the last thing that made me smile. So, and hello everybody online. So nice to see you. Yeah. Oh yeah. He, him, his.
Hi, I'm Will. Nice to meet you all. I'm very nervous right now. think that I'm doing this just to have a deeper understanding of yoga, deeper understanding of myself, to have another means of an outlet to get away from a lot of what we're given or what we're told. I think there's a lot of power in yoga, especially when you look inside. He, him, the pronouns. And I would say the immediate most thing that made me laugh is all of this, just being in the room with all of you and part of the community. I have a lot of moving parts at work and a lot of intensity. So I think really just being in this space and being with this many people that are here for the same reason, I think is really brightening and awesome.
Thanks. Thanks, Will.
Hello. All right. I was also super nervous, so you guys are gonna see me like sliding around on my mat with my clammy hands. My name is Brandy. She, her. Kind of both of your answers. I wanted a deeper practice. I wanted to connect with myself throughout my chaotic life. Yoga's always been there for me. So, and then I have for something that made me giggle, I have a super active dream world. And last night I solved a murder mystery.
I have so many questions.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, and who is it? Teacher training.
Hi, I'm Emily, she, her, for pronouns. I am here kind of a combination of like everybody. I feel like the past several years since I became a mom, well, that was like, gosh, almost 9 years ago. Wow, time goes by really quick. I felt like I've really just been kind of slowly but surely going on this journey of really becoming who I guess I've always known deep down who I am, but just kind of peeling back the layers. And my family and I just recently moved to this area, which has been a huge dream of ours. And doing yoga teacher training has also been a huge dream of mine for years. The links just never connected and it wasn't ever the right time. So I tried out Cambio one day. It was Austin's class, and that can be kind of intimidating, your first class.
I'm all, so how's your down dog? No.
Great. No, but honestly, I left almost in tears because it was just one of those moments where it's like, this is where I'm supposed to be. And I just kept coming back, and Samantha and Erica welcomed me, and we're just talking about so many amazing things about this training. And I just knew, I was like, this is it. I'm supposed to be here. So here I am. I'm very excited and nervous. I'm kind of shaky. I'm just really honored to be around all of y'all who are all very much like-minded and just kind of on the same but different journey, right? So one of the things that really brought me joy, I'm a mom of two, and yesterday anybody that's a parent kind of knows that sometimes you just kind of have to escape. So I was like, you said I'm going to town real quick. And I came back and my kids were so sweetly playing in the driveway, and they just stood there and watched me pull up, and I just kind of had one of those moments like, I need to take like a brain picture. Like kind of like it was just one of those moments where I was like, God, they're not going to be like this forever. And so that was something that really brought me joy because I was able to just be very present in that moment and enjoy those little spirits that I'm raising. So that's me.
All right, can you guys hear me from back here? Yeah, cool. Okay, I'm Mariah. My pronouns are she, her. Oh, they sang that on here. Okay. Keep going and I'll get us going on this again. Okay, cool. So when I actually went to the teacher training meeting twice, and both reasons I already had like a different reason why I'm being there. And I realized that all the reasons why I was like thinking that I wanted to be here were like reasons that I was like thinking that other people thought I should be here. Sorry, I get really emotional. Like the main reason why I'm here is because I want to do something that I'm scared to do. And putting myself out there is definitely one of them. So yeah.
telling me I should be here or something. It's just something that I want to do. But something that made me smile yesterday was seeing my brother. He's going to school up in Boulder, and he's like the first one to move out of the house. And so it was really exciting seeing him having his own life experiences. So that was really nice.
Well, now we can start teacher training. Somebody's cried. Now teacher training has officially
begun now.
Yes.
For real.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, hopefully you can hear me over there. Can you hear me okay? Or should I speak louder? Okay. Hi, I'm Bryce. Okay, I'll speak a little louder. I'm Bryce. Pronouns are he and his, and I have a lot of reasons for being here today, so maybe try to keep to the highlights. Number one, I've had lots and lots of people telling me that they think this would be great for me since day one. The first time I did beginner's class, she's like, you should do teacher training, and I've had this intuition since that time that I should do teacher training. I think just about every person on the other side of the room has mentioned that to me at some point, and I'm so excited to be sitting here today with you guys. And I also I've had an intuition for all the things that yoga has brought to my life that I want to be able to give those things back to other people. And I think that this provides me the opportunity to do that. So I'm really excited to start going down this journey and hopefully have the opportunity to bring that to some other people too. And then something that made me happy. So I probably wouldn't have needed an alarm this morning anyway, because like most people here, was also very, very excited for this. But even if I hadn't, I still didn't need an alarm because my bedroom's in the basement. And this morning I woke up 2 minutes before my alarm would, or 3 minutes before my alarm would have gone off, to a rabbit jumping down into the window well and like jumping into the window. I was like, thunk. So I woke up and like looked out the window, and then here's this rabbit. So I was trying to get him to get out of the window well. I helped him with that this morning. So I put a box down there. So I'm hoping that eventually he'll find his way out. But yeah, that just made me laugh. I was like, okay. Just random rabbit jumping.
You're like, I put a box down there, but also turn the hose on and it'll fill up. So if he doesn't figure it out in a certain amount of time.
Are you good on what you're supposed to say?
Yes. Yeah. I think so. Hi, my name is Scarlett. My pronouns are she, her. I'll try to make this as quick and not heavy as possible. I ended up at this teacher training because I landed in Colorado Springs 2 years ago when I was diagnosed with leukemia. My mom lives here in the Springs, so I came to get treatment at UC in Denver. But I needed a yoga studio and I knew I needed something to ground me, so I was going to chemo in Denver and hitting a yoga class on my way home. And then I got a stem cell transplant. My body was not strong enough for yoga anymore. But life has a funny way of putting you exactly where you're supposed to be. So yeah, I wanted to do teacher training pretty much ever since I landed at Cambio, and it did a lot for me while I was in cancer treatment. So I'm really grateful for you. Sorry.
No, thank you.
But what made me smile this week was my brother was here from Hawaii. And it's the first time in 2 years we've been able to have fun together. Usually I've been in the hospital. But we went to Khruangbin at Red Rocks on Monday.
Yes.
And we could not stop smiling the whole time. And it was so fun that we went to the second night.
Awesome.
So yeah, that's what's
I've been listening to them for so long and never heard anybody say their name. So thank you for telling me how the heck you say that band name. Yeah, exactly. It's not, okay. So now we will go to online. I think this one has a pretty loud volume. So I'm going to turn this one on. Lalani, we'll start with you if you don't mind. Oh, hang on. I can't do it that way, can I? One sec. How do you mute this thing, Erica? How do you do that?
Like you.
We're getting it. Okay, cool. Thank you. I knew somebody would know. All right. Leilani, please.
Hi, I'm Leilani. My pronouns are she, her. Yoga training, I echo a lot of the sentiments of it's been a long time coming. I think that yoga for the past couple of years has really been not just the place that I go for exercise and community, but it's also been a really important tool for me to learn more about myself, and also a place where I feel that sense of grounding that I think a lot of folks have touched on, a place where I feel connected, and a place that's helped me with, making better decisions and learning who I am. And I think that teacher training is just going to be a continued exploration of that, and also just a greater tool to not only, hopefully eventually teach, but also continue to learn more about myself and just figure out what I want. Things that has made me laugh. I've been in Seattle for a couple of days. I'm here on a conference. So that's been amazing in general. It's always really great to travel. But this morning I walked down towards the water and there's pigeons everywhere. We don't really have pigeons in the spring. So there was this little boy just running like up and down, and his parents were freaking out because like he was getting in people's way and no one was minding, but he was just chasing the pigeons. And I don't know, I think it just really showed like just that sense. Kids just are great. They just seek joy and they don't really care. There's not obstacles. So I think that was just a really nice way to start the day.
Awesome. Thanks. Actually, that's what we're taking the bath in the bird bath. Pigeons. They were pigeons, weren't they?
I think what I'll do with this is you can kind of like students, just when your fellow students are talking, just maybe quickly pass it so you can actually see the person's face. Would that be?
Yeah. Okay,
useful,
great.
helpful?
Kayla, you're up next if you don't mind.
Awesome. Can you guys hear me okay? Cool. Awesome. So hi, everyone. I'm Kayla. My pronouns are she, her, hers. And, same kind of thing. I'm here for many different reasons, but I've practiced yoga for a little while now, and it has had such an incredible impact on my life. And it's been so incredibly grounding. And I'm just really excited to be here and to further my mind-body connection. And I am really excited to be able to teach one day and just make a connection with so many different people from all over the world, and share that experience with them, and also just be able to, inspire and share that, have that impact on others that many of my teachers have had on me and fellow students. And I just really want to share that community with others. And so something else, I guess, that happened to me that made me smile this morning, I guess like on a kid note, one of my friends sent me this video. I wish I could share it with everyone, but it was this video of a toddler who was doing show and tell, and he had this ukulele, and he was playing it really softly at first, and then he just starts jamming out on it like he's a rock star. Like he's just like, it's not really making a whole lot of sound, but it was just so cute. And same kind of thing, like just to have that passion and zeal for life, like it was just so cute. And then I am fortunate right now to be able to have my dog with me. So she howls in the morning, but it kind of sounds like a yodel because she's a corgi. So, which, I mean, I don't know how many of you can see me right now, but she's laying right next to me. So but, that also made me smile. So she does that every morning when she's getting her food. So
now, Kayla, you said you're in Castle Rock.
I am. Mm-hmm.
Are you going to be joining us in person as well sometimes?
Yes, I'm going to be trying to join in person at least on Saturdays.
Awesome. Okay.
So
So
you'll see me.
for the people online, tell us where you are and how often you'll be able to come in if you're planning or able to come in at all. Okay. Jasmine, you're up next, please.
Hi, my name is Jasmine. I actually just moved from Colorado Springs to Maryland. My husband is in the Army, so it was a little hard for me to leave Colorado Springs just because I love it. My family's there in Denver. So why I'm here is because I wanted to do something for myself. I have 3 kids and I was feeling a little homesick, and I've been doing yoga for a long time, and I just wanted to deepen the practice and learn a little bit more about the philosophy and like stay a little bit connected with Colorado Springs. So it's really nice to see everyone, even though I'm far away, I still feel like there's a little part of Colorado in me. So it's been really nice just to be with you guys and share this experience with everyone.
Awesome. Yeah. You know, you may take the person out of Colorado Springs, but you can't take the Colorado Springs out of the person.
Yes, and something that's made me smile today, we have a Silver Lab we adopted in Colorado. And I was saying goodbye to my husband and my kids, and I was giving everybody a kiss. And when I was kissing my husband, our dog just came in and just started licking all of us. So it was really funny. He wanted a little of the action.
Yeah, he did. Thanks, Jasmine. Laura.
Hi, my name's Laura, she, her. I'm currently in New Mexico. I'll be back in Colorado Springs 2 weeks, or like October 5th or 6th, and I'll be going back into the studio. Oh no, I got nervous and I don't know what I'm saying. The reason I'm doing this is I have a daughter with disabilities, and I'm just trying to find something that, well, first I've done yoga before, and it's something that just brings me kind of like, I feel better mentally and physically when I do yoga. I'm just trying to find something that I can do to incorporate my daughter, or you know, other parents of children with disabilities, to kind of give them a place where they can go, even if they have to like bring their children with them, because not everyone always has the opportunity to have a little alone time. You know, they just don't. Anyway, sorry, I'm really nervous.
You're doing great. You're doing
They
great.
don't have the opportunity to like go out and do things without their children. So I want to try to create a place that they can bring their children with them and still be able to like experience just peace and comfort, I guess. But that's all.
Wonderful. Laura, what was the last thing that made you smile?
So we're in New Mexico with family, and we were able to out last night and just spend some time with one of my brother-in-laws and my sister-in-law, and it was just nice. We've had a couple of stressful weeks, and so it was just nice to get out and kind of just de-stress. Sorry, I don't really have anything specific, but
That's perfect.
we just had a really nice time last night, and
good.
it was good.
That's great. That does the trick. Up next, Kelsey.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kelsey. I am currently in California right now, but I live just north of Boulder. I lived in Colorado Springs for almost 8 years and then had to move. So I'm excited to be doing Cambio, even if it's just online for now. But my goal is to make it down at least a few of the weekends in person, because I'm really desperately missing Cambio in person.
Oh, yay.
I'm doing yoga teacher training because I feel like yoga for me has been a vessel that just my life has blossomed through it, emotionally, physically, spiritually, socially, everything. It's kind of been my homing beacon, and it's helped me to learn and discover so much more of myself and the world and how I navigate it. And it's just such a beautiful journey and beautiful process that I really want to just share that with others, because it's such a bright life in my life. And I think it's such a beautiful thing to share those experiences. So I'm hopeful that I'll be better able to move along that journey through doing yoga teacher training. And something that made me happy was I also went to a wedding last night. So I'm very tired this morning. But my husband and all of his friends have been best friends since like elementary school. And I just think that's such a beautiful thing that they have a group of like 15 guys that have had this friendship for 15, 20 years now. So it's so beautiful to see them all together.
Oh, yeah. Awesome, Kelsey. I'm so glad you're here. Long time coming.
Very long time.
Yes, yes. I'm so glad you come down for a couple weeks too. That's great. Monica. Okay.
Sorry, I'm not very tech savvy, so I'm still learning how to work this whole Zoom thing. Hi, my name's Monica. She, her are my pronouns. Why I chose to do teacher training? I actually started attending Cambio about 11 years ago, 10, 11 years ago. Cassandra Green was my teacher and she inspired me, and I wanted to become a yoga teacher. That was one of my dreams. And my mother actually discouraged it. She said, "Oh, you won't make any money doing that." And at the time I was a young 20-something that really relied on my mother's approval. I didn't do it. But I've gotten to the point in my life where I'm a mother now, and I just had a baby about a month ago, so I'm exhausted. I want to follow my dream, and I want to teach my children that you don't have to make money. You don't have to be uber successful and have fancy things. What's important is that you're happy and you feel whole. I want to deepen my practice, and I want to share it with other people. I'm a big girl. I'm a plus size gal, and I think every body is a yoga body. And I think that's important to share with people. Something that made me smile is this morning I woke up super excited, obviously. And my partner goes, "Oh, it's my baby's first day of school. Pack a lunch, get you some water. Do you have your yoga mat?" And he just went through this whole laundry list of like, "Okay, get on the bus and go to your room, to have peace and quiet." So it was super awesome. I absolutely adored him. He took the second shift of our newborn last night so I could get a couple hours of sleep. So that's where I'm at. I am enjoying some coffee. I probably should switch to tea, but I'm not there yet.
Monica, did you say where you're at or did I miss it?
Oh, I'm in Colorado Springs, and in about 4 or 5 weeks, I'm going to shoot to be in person on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Saturdays and Sundays are kind of hectic for us, but my partner is a massage therapist here downtown. And so he's rearranging his schedule so I can hopefully come in person on Tuesdays and Thursdays. He just has to work through his clients first, and then he can take that time and give it to me.
Awesome. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thank you, Monica.
Thank you.
Lovely energy for somebody who didn't sleep last night. You're a ray of sunshine. I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah, Lauren, last but not least.
Hi, can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'm Lauren. Pronouns are she, hers. I also have a lot of reasons I wanted to do yoga teacher training, but I guess when I was like first introduced to it was my mom did it about 4 or 5 years ago. And she just told me how transformative it was. And for a long time, honestly, I was very like cynical about yoga. And I'd kind of like, mindfulness has always kind of like stressed me out because it like makes me be with myself. And so that's something I like want to get better at and be comfortable with. So that's another big reason. Also, just like with the pandemic, and I feel like I've heard this from other people, like I had kind of a huge like existential crisis. So I was just like, I guess just like I'm in like a self-discovery, like searching for meaning. And I don't know, I felt like this aligned with what I'm trying to do right now. And I'm really excited. And then something that made me smile this morning, so I'm in Telluride right now. I live in Colorado Springs, but we're just here for the weekend. And this morning I woke up and I took my dog on a walk and I just like watched the sunrise, and it was really cool to just like have that little moment. I had like a little photo shoot with her, so it was really cool. It was just enjoying the little things. So that was fun.
Wonderful. Thanks, Lauren. Okay.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say I'll be in person for the rest of the time. It's just for today. I'm not.
Excellent. We look forward to it. Thank you. And it sounded like you have a train in your apartment, but I heard a train whistle.
That was my phone. Yeah, that was my phone.
Okay, cool. This is it. This is your group. How did that feel? Yeah. Okay, so I think it's important to understand that we do check-ins consistently. So we'll start the night with, or the workshops, generally speaking, with a group check-in. So it gives everybody 30 seconds to a minute to go around and say like how they're doing, what's going on, where they're coming in from at the world, or whatever they need to do to clear their mind, get off their chest, and to just let everybody know where they're coming from so that you can connect. And this has been a vital component of this program, is just the ability, because a lot of times it may seem laborious at a point to you, but you're going to get two things that are very invaluable. One is it makes you accountable for yourself. You know, it's very easy to, when you don't want to deal with the things going on, it's easy to be like, I don't want to check in. I want to encourage you to always have something to say, something, right? Something. And, you know, the other thing too is think about the way you're bringing your energy to this program. You know, do you want your classmates to bring their best? Do you want us to bring our best? Well, we want you to bring your best. So the other component of this that is invaluable is that, you know, out of all the things that a yoga teacher does, the number one thing they do is listen. So as you went around this group today and heard everybody, you know, if you find yourself getting fatigued from it, know that that's okay. You're developing the muscle now. You're developing that muscle now. And I would pose to you that the position that you are sitting in, your perspective of how you're listening, will oftentimes dictate whether or not that listening is depleting or energizing. Okay. So when we can sit in a place of non-judgment, of openness, and of pure active listening, it can be very generative. Versus if we're judging, if we're comparing, if we're competing, if we're starting to create stories around the person, or even informing their story with our story, or if we're distracted, if we're passively listening, if we're on our phone. So, you know, it's easier a little bit, I think, in some ways to be active listening in person, because, you know, we don't encourage you to be on your phones, you know, and if you've got like babysitter messaging you or something important like that, that's one thing. Or if you're taking notes on your device, that's another thing. But even at home, to really make sure that you put the distractions away, you close the door, you know, make sure that you're not sitting facing a window that you can just drift off into space with. That active listening component is the number one key that will really make you an effective yoga teacher in terms of having the ability to serve the student based off suiting their needs in the given moment. Because if you're not able to listen and you come into a class with your agenda, if your agenda doesn't mesh with the individual and or collective energy of the room, you need to know that and you need to be able to adapt. But if you don't have that skill of being able to listen to the things in between what's being said, in the beats of the energy, the connection with people, and that's hard, you know. Sometimes even us who've been practicing this very actively for a long time, sometimes we still get it wrong. So it's a really important component to our journey ahead. So thank you for sharing why you're here, who you are, and
yeah, for some of you, that's like the hardest thing you'll do today. So good job being brave too, because that can be hard. And I also think Sangha.
Talk about, what is Sangha?
So, well, how do you define it? You always have a good.
Yeah. So who's heard the word Sangha before? Yeah. Do you want to take a crack at it? Does anybody?
There's
I
no-
know.
Isn't Sangha kind of like your spiritual community, and when you come together to have that experience together?
Perfect. Yes, that's great. It's community. And if you're like not, maybe the word spirituality might be like, oh, I don't like that. What you can replace that with is a community that comes together with a common endeavor to elevate and develop towards the better end of our character. Maybe we could say it that way too. But spirituality it works fine as well, if you like that. But yeah, Sangha is incredibly important in this. You have your mentors, your facilitators, people that you can rely on to work with. And but I would say that first and foremost, the people that you need to go to first, whether it's for help or to help, is your immediate Sangha. So this is, like I said, this whole experience is not like what you probably experienced in typical Western educational model, right? So like I said, you're not pitted against each other. You're pitted for each other. All ships rise with the tide. So if you see somebody not getting something, step in, step up, step for them, stand for them. What else about Sangha?
Well, and that check-in just helps to develop that. And really, I think the more you commit, not just to yourself, but to each other, the more you get out of this. I mean, I just think we see that again year after year after year is the more you find a way to tap into something really selfless and being here for other people, and not in a way that depletes you or leaves you empty, but in a way where you just feel connected, that is really one of the key pieces to getting the most out of this experience that you can. So I would encourage, people sometimes set up a practice teaches together or meetups or just time to be together also. So you can also, maybe if you're comfortable being a leader in that role, do that. But maybe if you're not, it's time to step into that. And that's something too, to think about, giving people equal time. If you're someone who tends to talk a lot and answer every question, maybe do some of that, but also sit back and for those of you who don't do that, maybe it's time to step into finding that voice and speaking up more. So just finding that there's, a lot of ebb and flow to it.
Yeah.
I think that's important.
There's several things that we want to talk about to make sure that the table is set properly for the Sangha to be successful. So first of all, who wants to be successful in this program? Meaning have an experience that you want, experience that you need, and succeed. Raise your hand. Okay, so that's everybody. All right. Now, who wants everybody else to have that as well? Raise your hand. Okay, cool. So nobody's, yeah. So that takes a little bit of not only personal accountability, but responsibility within this context, because it's a large group. And really the baseline of what we're doing here is education. Everything else after that is the main focus, the main priority is education for yourself and others. So respect is really the common fluency. All right. So really ask yourself, as we move through this, how can I be most respectful to other people's educational experience and my own, by the way? So like Amber was saying, not sharing every single thought. If it's germane to the subject and you think other people will benefit from sharing that thing, that's fine, right? The other thing, that this is a confidential space. So this is a safe space as well, in terms of we really do our best to make sure that what happens in teacher training stays in teacher training. So just respecting that emotions, crying, things like that, those things will happen, but that's okay. This is a container, we're holding that here for each other, and it doesn't need to go anywhere else. And the last two things. So respect, what happens in teacher training stays in teacher training, much like Fight Club or Vegas. Beginner mindset. So how do you think this will go? How do you think that, let me ask you this, how do you think it will go? How do you think the teacher training will go? Whatever your answer is, cancel it and throw it in the garbage. Okay? Really, for you to get the most out of this is to allow yourself to not be limited by your imagination. What informs imagination? pre-existing knowledge, right? So you can't know what you don't know. So if your imagination is creating expectations around what this experience is supposed to be, you are limiting yourself at the outset of this. Understood? Agreed? Okay. So beginner mindset means taking a deep breath in and letting go and just being present with whatever is and trusting us that we've been doing this a long time, that we will steer you right to the best of our abilities. And so that means some of you are coming into this with 10 years of experience, 20 years of experience. That's okay. That's great. I'm not saying throw out the knowledge and experience that you have forever. I'm just saying set it to the side for the purpose of this training, then integrate it, reintegrate it once you have gathered and gleaned what we're offering with this. And some of you are like, well, that's great, beginner mindset, because I just have done 3 yoga classes before, right? And that's okay too. The goal is to maintain it the whole time, because it's really powerful once around week 8, week 9, you get into a point where you're like, well, I'm really getting the hang of this. I'm really getting somewhere with this. To not trick yourself into thinking that you're no longer, that a beginner mindset is no longer useful for you. In fact, in many ways, the further you go down the road, the more useful the beginner mindset becomes to you, okay? So respect yourself, respect one another, respect the educational experience, personal accountability, social responsibility. What happens in teacher training stays in teacher training. Then that component I just talked about, which I'm blanking. What was it? Beginner mindset. I'm so beginner, I don't even know what it is. And then just the last thing is just that, what kind of quality are you going to bring to this? What kind of energy are you going to bring to this? So like a couple of, I think Rebecca said it, but it is so true. There's a template of teacher training, which allows you to, if you do the bare minimum, you will still end up being a really good teacher. And by the way, some weeks, the bare minimum is all you will have to give. But the maxim goes as follows: what you put into this program is what you get out of it. So when possible, when available, and when applicable, bring your best self to this program. Okay, bring your goods, save your goods. Think about, man, usually I go bowling on Wednesday nights and I have one too many pitchers of beer, but if you're tired all day Thursday, guess what? We have teacher training Thursday. Maybe these next 12 weeks is time to shake up your normal routine, reallocate your energy so that when you come to show up here, you're really bringing your goods and you're able to be present and with it. Yeah. Now, that said, there's going to be days where life happens and you're going to be exhausted. You're going to be tired. You're going to be like, I'm not at my best. I shouldn't even go. Don't throw the proverbial baby out with the bathwater, right? We'd rather have you here even when you're like, I feel really heartbroken, grief-stricken, or I'm exhausted, or I have, had diarrhea all day, whatever it might be. Actually, if you're sick, stay home. Yeah, let's stay home if you're sick, but still come online, come on at Zoom. We don't need a diarrhea plague going around.
But you get to a point where it's just like you're tired and you're like, I just don't want to. I don't want to.
Yeah, but that's
when
okay.
You have to just come here and even have that attitude if I don't want it, but try to.
And it's okay.
Be here anyway.
Yeah. So I think that kind of sets the table for Sangha. And the last thing I want to say before I hand it over to discussion or anything else that I missed is that there are going to be times where you're going to want to quit teacher training. 90% of you will get to a point where you're going to be pushed to your limits and you're like, I gotta quit. I can't do this. I want you to not quit when you feel, if that impulse comes up, don't quit right then. Okay. Promise me right now that you will take at least 48 hours to do 2 things. To sit and wait, number 1. And number 2, reach out to your mentor or faculty that you feel most comfortable with to talk about the reasons why you're feeling that way. Okay. It is a very common thing because you are working on levels that are physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. Now, what else do you do that in life? Not very many things, right? So you are going to hit different levels of fatigue and exhaustion. You are going to hit different levels of imposter syndrome, of I can't do this, I don't want to do this. Those are normal. they are going to happen to the majority of you, and they will all pass. And if you hang in there long enough for them to pass, nobody has ever said, gee, I really wish I would have listened to that and quit. Nobody has ever on graduation day said, I really wish I would have quit though 2 weeks ago. Trust me, if you hang in there, it will be worth it. It will be worth it. I mean, this is something to be proud of. The teacher training is a life achievement. It is a big thing.
Well, and I would even add, if you are someone who hits your edges like that, when you come out the other side, it's even better. So just remember that, like, the harder it is for you, and I've been there. I mean, I don't know how many trainings I've done where I want to quit. I want to quit all of them. But it makes it just, when you get through it, then it's even a deeper, richer experience than for the people who just kind of float right through. So just know when you're in those moments, get that self-talk going.
And those of you who see people going through that, step in. Don't wait. Don't leave them alone and isolated in those feelings. Say, hey, I see you're struggling. Is there anything I can do to help? I'd love to just hear what's going on with you. Literally just coming back to that place of active listening. Sometimes we'll get the whatever it is in their head that's this big, but when we put it into words, sometimes it's right-sized. We realize it's like, oh, actually, okay, I'm just freaking out about this a little bit. I'm struggling these couple of weeks because, whatever it is, there was this wedding or there was this other thing, and I haven't been on top of my homework and I'm falling behind, but there's still time. There's still time. And by no means do you have to be done with everything that Kristen will throw at you by the end of the 12 weeks.
We blame Kristen.
Yes.
Kristen.
So there's a lot you're going to have to be doing over this next 12 weeks. I would say the only thing that has a really hard deadline is being ready to teach out at that day in 12 weeks. The rest of the homework can come later if you fall behind. I mean, it's really nice for you and for us to get it all done by the end of the 12 weeks. But if it doesn't happen, again, don't be like, well, if it ain't going to happen this way, again, that's expectations, isn't it? And we're making a Sangha commitment right now to not hold ourselves or anybody else up to any expectations. Move into this with a sense of trust towards your faculty, that we've been doing this long enough to know that you're going to have these moments. And when we say it'll be okay, listen to us, trust us. It's part of the process. It's part of the path. And you'll get exactly what you need out of the program, even if it's different from what you expected. Okay? Okay, now this is Kristen's part. This is so funny. It was like, wait, where are you going?
Well, we say that those when you want to quit is usually around every 4 weeks.
Every 4 weeks, somebody will, yeah.
I mean, that's honestly usually if we have a conversation where like, oh, someone's struggling, it's usually like, well, it's week 4.
We can't help you, by the way, if you don't tell us you need help. So be brave, be an advocate for yourself and speak up when you get to those points where you're just like, I just realized I have no business being here. Everybody else here is better than me. I'm the worst. I don't belong. Those imposter syndrome is very real. Each one of these teachers gets it still to this day. So just know that voice in your head is not something it's worth listening to, but it's not worth acting on. Like that thing is not the thing to do the thing on. Does that make sense? That was a confusing sentence. All right, Kristen, it's all you.
What'd I do? Cool. Can you either make me host or do these breakout groups?
I'll do that while you explain things.
Okay. Give me a minute to come back in. Yeah. So mentors. So we're going to break up into your mentor groups, and your mentor will explain to you their preferred method of checking in. So what you'll do with your mentors, just to kind of give you a quick overview, I'm going to talk a little bit more about this in the next hour when we talk about homework and all that good stuff, but you'll break into groups and you're going to be checking in with your mentor at least once a week. and I'll give you some specific things to talk to them about. And then you'll have 3 group meetings with them, about a half hour long throughout the 12 weeks. So they'll let you know, usually I like to have my students, my mentees, check in with me, pick a day that works for you to check in, send me a text and, answer the questions that I like to have you answer, but I'll let them all tell you what they like. And then when you're in your groups, we're going to break up in a little bit. When you're in your groups, we're going to talk about qualities of a yoga teacher. And so what you'll discuss is some of the aspects and qualities that you feel are important for a yoga teacher to possess. Maybe it's something that your favorite teacher has always expressed and things like that. And then kind of really boil it down to what the most important parts of that are, right? And kind of come up with a clear and concise idea of what your idea of a yoga teacher is. And then you'll appoint one person to present that idea to the group. And then we'll come back as a group and talk about it. Okay? Pretty simple.
Do you have a device?
I picked the wrong time to go to the bathroom. I was like, oh, already? I knew it was going to happen too. Nothing like putting me on the spot.
Yeah.
I, by some miracle, have ended up not having anybody on Zoom in my mentor group, Erica, so you could just use my computer if you want.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, instead of trying to.
Will you rename yourself real quick so I know?
What do you want me to name myself?
Kristen is fine.
Just for now. There we go.
Perfect. Okay.
I remembered my name. Okay, so you probably want to know who your mentors are, yeah? Instead of just like randomly figuring it out. Okay, so I've got you grouped here. There's 4 students in each mentor group, except the last group, Erica, has 3, only because I do this randomly and you're an odd number. Thanks for that. So Amber's group is Leilani. Is it Mariah? Is that how you say it? Mariah, Brandy, and Will. Okay. My group, Megan, Emily, Jen, and Bryce. Austin's group, Laura. The 2 Kelseys. Kelsey Young actually just got called into work. I knew about that. And Austin. How random is that? Austin and Austin.
2 Kelseys, 2 Austins.
Well, nice and easy to remember. Laura has Monica, Anastasia, who couldn't be here today, Scarlett, and Lauren. And then Erica has Kasha, Kayla, and Jasmine.
Does everybody have a mentor?
Please say yes. You'll discover over the 12 weeks that numbers and names like trip my brain out like nobody's business. So like I'll know your names by the end of today, but putting the numbers with the names, nope. All right.
Okay, let's
Good.
break in.
So
break
are
up.
we going to, what's our time and what's our?
Yeah, so let's do 10 minutes in the groups. So 10:42, and then that'll give us time to come back and present at 10:42, and then you'll have a little break before we talk about the really fun stuff. Okay. Friends, all right, my group, let's just come on over here. Erica, you can take this. The
My
battery
group.
should last. It should be fine. I've got the
Okay.
computer muted. Yeah. Oh, and then you'll also need to unmute that.
Austin, come on over. Rebecca, where is Laura? Did I get Laura in the right group? Oh, I need to join this group. That's why.
Sorry, friends, it just kicked us out.
Mute.
Laura, you got it.
Okay, Monica, I know you got it.
Oh, I think I was muted. Dadgum.
Thank you for saying so. There we go. Can you hear me now?
Okay.
Sorry about that. I just said that at the baseline of everything we're doing through this teacher training, the qualities of a yoga teacher should inform that. So whether you're doing whatever workshop, it's always bring it back to that fundamental lesson of how is this informing becoming a qualitative yoga teacher. Okay, so we need a spokesperson from each group to just give a quick share on what you came up with. Okay, and say your name. Yeah, Megan.
And I'm in Kristen's group.
Can you hear online?
So we came up with a short list.
Okay, cool.
Starting with like to have knowledge of safety, but to do that compassionately with your students. That hopefully a yoga teacher would be prepared, but also flexible. That you would check in with your students and understand that it's not about you, it's about them. Inclusivity. So you're just, I'm not gonna explain that part. A sense of time and a playlist. And that you have the ability to describe things in multiple ways rather. So if your class is not understanding their left foot, that you can help them identify their left foot instead of just right. And a willingness to be vulnerable as a teacher, but perhaps with some soft boundaries.
Great. Who would like to go next?
I can go next, unless Jasmine or Caitlin or Kayla, did one of you want to go first? No? Good, okay. Awesome, so we have quite a few on our list.
Who was your mentor?
Erica.
Okay.
Not with a K. Right, okay.
We didn't even talk about that.
She mentioned it earlier. So we have active listening and listening with eyes, patience, experience, exuding confidence, mindfulness, and really practicing the practice. So, not just coming and talking about it, but actually practicing it daily. Mentoring, peaceful, the ability to maintain peace and keep in holding space. Humbleness was one of our biggest ones that I think we really liked as a group. And then embodiment and grounded, rooted, and present in the space. We had a lot. Sorry, it was kind of all over the place.
It's great.
But yeah.
It's great. Who would like to go next? Will, what group are you in?
We're in Amber's group. I used to be non-judgmental and respectful. Thank you. Authentic and genuine. Have awareness of yourself and space. Being open-hearted and putting yourself out there. Being passionate. Being responsible or prepared for the class. Conscious, respectful.
Perfect. Does anybody disagree with any of those? All right, who?
Calm part might be
Yeah.
I think so.
Who would like to go next?
I can go unless Kelsey.
Oh, Monica raised her hand, so, and then you'll go, Austin.
Oh, yay. I'm so glad you saw me raise my hand.
Well, our goal, just so you know,
Before all
like,
the good ones
well,
are taken.
we need to like work, and you need your help too, to make sure that the people online feel just as included with things too. So that's sometimes easy for the facilitators to forget, because it's a lot to juggle. So don't hesitate to ever say, you know, hey, check in with them. Be like, oh yeah, there's a computer here. Okay, go ahead, Monica.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Again, we have a lot of the same as other groups, so I kind of wanted to get in before all the good ones were taken. Great listener, non-judgmental, compassionate, being patient, because I mean, there's a lot of different people from a lot of different backgrounds, and we got to be able to listen to their stories and accommodate them and make space for them. And another big one that we had was the beginner's mindset. We can't always know it all, obviously. We can't expect that from our students. It's a journey that we take together. So that's all we had, because we were chatty.
Okay.
Oh, and Laura's my mentor. She's
Okay.
awesome.
Austin was my mentor, or our mentor. We had creating a welcoming space, empathy, being aware of different abilities or different ability levels, and being able to teach to that. Teaching through invitation and not by command. So inviting people to come into the space, knowing when and where to share wisdom. So there may be a time and place or a way that you need to deliver something for that to be appropriate. Listening for yourself as the teacher, but also teaching others how to listen to themselves, both physically and mentally. And then really kind of that beginner's mindset, which is all being on the same level, that there's not above or below, that we're all here in one space.
Awesome job.
Is that it?
That's it. That's it, everybody. Well, this is a conversation again that like, this isn't a closed chapter, right? Or this is just a end of a chapter of a very long book around qualities of a yoga teacher. So even though we're shifting gears here now, know that this is really, you know, remind yourself, this is really what we're talking about the whole time. So yeah, thank you. Thank you all. Shifting gears now?
Yeah, we'll shift gears. Let's take a little break, about 7 minutes or so, and meet back here at 11 so that we can do all the fun stuff. Okay. Is that enough time, or do you need a couple extra minutes? How are you doing at home? You good? 10 minutes?
I think, yeah, 10
right,
is
10
probably good.
minutes. So
And
let's
these
do
people
10
are all,
minutes.
these folks are all leaving, and you'll see me at noon for your class. I'll teach you through that. And Amber will be here for posture clinics later.
Yeah. Are you getting in about 15 minutes?
Yeah, yeah.
And I can leave my computer. Would it be helpful to have?
I won't need it, but,
Yeah, I'm
All right,
good.
I'll just-
I've got mine and the iPad.
and the
so-
iPad, yeah, it should be good. Okay,
Cool. All right. So
get up, make sure you get up on your break.
11:03.
Get up,
Yeah,
drink
move
some
it,
water.
But also
Go
move
outside.
anytime you need to move.
Yeah.
Like you can stand. and
Okay,
listen
friends.
or
See you
stretch.
soon, okay? Kristen, I'm gonna make you host and
Thank you.
pop off. So,
See you all this afternoon.
Stop the recording for a few minutes.
well, you can do that right now. Check it out.
Yeah.
We're gonna just be in here. I can leave my stuff.